Hello guys, Brad again, and I thought it would be kind of fun to do my own take on niche versus designer. I see a lot of the other channels popping up with video takes on this topic, and I don't think I've actually done one myself. Maybe in a roundabout way I have, but not directly. So this is my niche designer video. Dustin did one on his channel, very good overview of niche versus designer, and I pretty much agree with what he said about how you wear designer to get compliments, and a lot of times niche is basically just for your own satisfaction, and you're not as likely to get compliments on a lot of these niche fragrances because they are out there a little bit. Maybe it depends. There's different ones out there. Some are just better versions of designers. Some are just basically risky creations that a lot of people might find off-putting. But anyway, as you probably know, I am a big fan of designers, and I intend to stay that way for a while. I like to mix things up. I like to wear different things. If you're somebody that could, potentially, satisfy yourself with just one scent and call it your own, you can wear it every day, evening and morning for the whole year. Well, okay, maybe then, just having two or three niche might be a good idea. But if you get bored easily, the niche end can be very expensive and it can really, mess up your finances. So you have to be careful there. Um, and, I don't think you can necessarily say that niche, is necessarily more exciting, because sometimes I do notice similarities in niche fragrances as well, like Shea Bond and Green Irish Tweed. I'm not sure if the average niche head should own both of those. I think there's some similarities and overlap in niches as well. I get a lot of fragrances that have like an ambery incense vibe. Not my favorite smell, and I would say that if you have a lot of those as well, you might tend to um, be wasting your money. You might end up pushing off, ones that you don't like as much, and then the ones you like the best come to the front of the shelf, and then you're wasting a lot of money by doing that as well. Um, I guess the reason I decided to do this video is I just seem to think that some people think that after about 5 or 6 designer fragrances, you know, it's it. It's time to move on. Everything starts to smell generic, and it's like, well, this smells like Aqua di Gio, this smells like Armani Code, and there is a lot of that. But that's what makes being a designer head so fun, because you keep digging deep and you find these fragrances that even though they might be cheap, they're not something that smells like everything else. Animali, which I just reviewed, perfect example. $20, and you're not going to smell like everybody else wearing that fragrance. Um, and if you look at the big names in the designer, Chanel, Dior, Yves Saint Laurent, Gucci, those fragrances have unique things. If you get into like the Perry Ellis, the Cuba, some of these, the dollar store knockoffs, Stetsons or whatever. I mean, some of those might start to smell like other things. So you have to look at your reference point. So don't give up. If you go on a directory, for fragrances, there's hundreds of houses, and each house has, dozens of fragrances that they put out. So just, do your homework, check the notes, and see what's in there. If everything you're buying has the same note in it, yeah, it's going to smell like, if you have, 20 Tonka Bean fragrances, they're all going to smell somewhat similar. Or if everything has, an aquatic vibe, that could get boring after a while. But, yeah, just, keep at it, I think, with designer. After maybe, 50 or 60 designers, then, maybe start dabbing into niche a little bit. And then even then, I would recommend starting off with the big boys like Bond number 9 and Creed, and then, work your way over a little bit. But, just, that's basically all I had to say. I just want to kind of rant a little bit. Don't don't assume that niche is generic or boring. Look at some of these top 10 lists that people are putting out for designer fragrances. There's a great diversity there. Um, there's a lot of wonderful things out there. Some only last a couple hours, some last all day. So, there's variance there as well. And even with niche fragrances, not every niche is going to last 12 hours. I've had niche fragrances only last about an hour on my skin. So, you can't, generalize. Niche is this, designer this. Everything applies to both, So, just do your homework, read the reviews, see what other people are saying. Do some testing. Be very careful with niche. A lot of people like, they have these splits, 5 mils, $30. It's like, how long is 5 mils going to last you? And if you had a 5 mil decant of, a niche, when are you going to wear it? I mean, are you wearing it to work? Do you want to spend $2, just to wear something to work? So, then you have the stuff that you're afraid to wear. It's like, you have to start scratching your head. With the designer, I just grab and go, no thoughts. So, I guess that's about it for this video. Just wanted to rant and ramble a little bit. Thanks for watching, and I guess I'll talk to you later.